Hello, my name's Cherie. If you're not familiar with me, we only got about 6 minutes, y'all, before I gotta go into work, so we're just gonna get into it. Um, Drive time is my time. It is. And I was thinking about some stuff, and somebody yet again asked me how old I was. And, it is what it is. You can't help getting older. You really can't. But I noticed it was one of the reasons why I was thinking about what I was thinking about, which was this. How did I get here? How did I end up where I am sitting right now, driving in the car from the house that I currently live in with the man that I'm with, on my way to the job that I have, about to clock in for 8 hours? How did I end up here? And the train of thought, I'm telling you guys, it went all the way back to, it went back, like back. And I find myself doing that a lot. And a lot of times, really just in general, but like I said, one of the reasons why I thought about that was because someone asked me how old I was. And the reality of the situation is, you are expected by everybody, by society, by your parents, by yourself, to be at a certain place in life by a certain age. And I get it. We in a different time now. Things have changed. The economy has made an effect on a lot of things. But I often think about, I'll just say it like this. In my train of thought, I thought about the steps that were taken and the choices that were made to get me to where I'm at. You have to take some responsibility for where you are. Now, I get it. Some things happen that are beyond your control, but even still, part of life is about choices. And I just want to encourage you, really, no matter how old you are, but if this is something that is kind of like a recurring theme in your life as of late, take a moment to backtrack and think about the steps that were taken to get to where you are. I could get into it, but I don't have a whole lot of time. But I will say, I can think of pivotal moments, pivotal decisions that were made that totally changed the trajectory of my life that led me to where I'm at. Some of that stuff was out of my control. And I just want to say this. You got to give yourself some kind of grace, because as you go back, remember, you were younger. Maybe there were some things you just didn't know. Some things you weren't made aware of. Some things internally that just you weren't mature, or you hadn't understood yet. So give yourself some grace when it comes to that. But I'm making this video because I think that often, if we're not where we want to be, or if we're not where we thought we would be, the picture that we saw in our minds when we was teenagers, or when we were in our early 20s, or when we turned 21 and we were like, okay, by the time I'm 25, I want to do this and have this. Or by the time I'm 28, okay, I for sure want that. I expect to be here and to have that. And by the time I'm 30, I expect to be here and to have this. And, you could be 30 something, 40 something, maybe even 50 something. And none of what you thought happened, or none of what you thought was going to happen happened. And if you stay there long enough, that can drag you down for real. I think those are the things that cause like midlife crisis. It definitely can cause some anxiety. You know what I'm saying? You could be having a perfectly fine day, and then again, somebody can ask you, oh, how old are you? And it could trigger you to have all those thoughts. It could be a trigger. So I'll leave you with this. Think about where you are, the steps that you took that led you to where you are. And if you're not happy with where you are, think about the steps that need to be taken or considered to get to where you want to be. And again, have grace with yourself, because that's where all those cliche sayings come into play. Like, you live and you learn, or as you know better, you do better. Things like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. We about to clock in. I got maybe about 9 minutes to get to my spot. And if you're somebody like myself who does want to do more with your life than just working a 9 to 5, paying bills and die, feel free to shoot me an email. I still got to put that link in the main description of my channel. Y'all forgive me. But yeah, if it makes sense, I'll introduce you to the people who are showing me how to do it, to make that change. All right. I love you guys. Happy Wednesday.